the landscape of streaming devices sees a familiar form factor return. Though not under the Google banner, French electronics company Thomson has introduced the Cast 150, a streaming dongle designed as an alternative following Google's decision to discontinue its popular Chromecast line in favor of the newer, larger Google TV streamer set-top box. For users lamenting the loss of the discrete, behind-the-TV dongle, the Cast 150 presents itself as a spiritual successor, closely mirroring the physical design of the retired 4K Chromecast. With its flat, white, rounded body and integrated HDMI cable, functionally, it aims for a seamless transition for previous Chromecast users by running the Google TV operating system and supporting Google's casting protocols, ensuring a consistent interface and content streaming experience. The device supports 4K resolution, HDR10, and Dolby Atmos audio, hitting key specs for modern viewing. However, a notable limitation is its 8 GB of internal storage, which could be insufficient for users who install many apps, despite coming preloaded with essentials like Netflix and Disney+. Its remote includes Google's mandated Live TV button, priced at €69, equivalent to the original 4K Chromecast. The Cast 150 targets the European market, launching May 28, with a UK release expected later. A US release is not currently planned, positioning it primarily as a European alternative. Next news: in a significant move targeting public broadcasting, US President Donald Trump signed an executive order directing federal agencies, primarily the Corporation for Public Broadcasting (CPB), to cease funding National Public Radio (NPR) and the Public Broadcasting Service (PBS) to the maximum extent allowed by law. The administration cited alleged biased and partisan news coverage and described the outlets as spreading radical, woke propaganda disguised as news as justification for the directive. This action represents an escalation of long-standing Republican criticism and efforts to defund public media. Both PBS and NPR, along with the CPB itself, have strongly contested the order's legality and premise. PBS CEO Paula Kerger labeled the order blatantly unlawful, while the CPB asserted it is a private, non-profit corporation independent of presidential authority, funded directly by Congress with specific prohibitions against executive control. The CPB's budget is already approved through 2027. Critics argue the move threatens essential educational and informational programming relied upon by millions of Americans. This executive order follows other administration actions impacting media, including withheld funding for Radio Free Asia (RFA), which subsequently announced shutdowns, and broader concerns about deteriorating press freedom. Next news: a piece of space history is poised for an uncontrolled return to Earth after more than half a century in orbit. Cosmos 482, a Soviet spacecraft launched in 1972 as part of a mission to Venus, failed to leave Earth orbit due to a rocket malfunction. While most of the spacecraft deorbited within a decade, its landing capsule, a robust sphere about 1 meter in diameter and weighing nearly 500 kilograms, over 1,000 pounds, has remained circling the Earth. Experts predict its re-entry will occur around May 10, 2025. Because the capsule was designed to survive the harsh atmospheric entry conditions of Venus, there's a significant chance it, or parts of it, could survive re-entry through Earth's atmosphere. Its heat shield and parachute system are likely compromised after 53 years in orbit. But if the heat shield holds, a substantial metal object could fall from the sky. The potential re-entry zone spans latitudes between 51.7 degrees north and south, covering a vast area including parts of North America, Europe, and South America. However, given that most of Earth's surface is water, the likelihood is high that any surviving debris will land in an ocean, while the risk to individuals is considered extremely low, comparable to a random meteorite fall. It cannot be entirely ruled out. Next news: comedian and actor Russell Brand appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court in London for his first hearing. After being charged with several serious sexual offenses, the 49-year-old faces 1 count of rape, 1 count of oral rape, 1 count of indecent assault, and to counts of sexual assault, relating to allegations made by four separate women concerning incidents alleged to have occurred between 1999 and 2005. Surrounded by media upon arrival, Brand confirmed his name, age, and address during the brief 12-minute hearing, but did not enter a plea. The alleged offenses include raping a woman in Bournemouth in 1999, attempting to drag another woman into a toilet at a London TV station in 2001, orally raping and sexually assaulting a third woman in London in 2004, and sexually assaulting a fourth woman between 2004-2005 while working on a Big Brother spin-off show. Brand was granted conditional bail, requiring him to keep the court informed of his residence, and the case was transferred to the Central Criminal Court Old Bailey for the next hearing, scheduled on May 30th. Brand has previously denied all allegations of non-consensual activity, stating he welcomed the chance to defend himself in court, following a joint media investigation published in September 2023. Next news activists associated with the Freedom Flotilla Coalition reported that their vessel, the Conscience, which was en route to Gaza carrying humanitarian aid, was struck by drones while in international waters off the coast of Malta. The coalition stated the attack occurred early Friday morning, involving strikes that caused a fire and breached the hull, leaving the ship without power and potentially at risk of sinking. An SOS signal was issued, and Maltese authorities confirmed that the 12 crew members and 4 activists aboard were safe, and the fire was brought under control, although those on board reportedly refused assistance from a responding tugboat. The coalition, which aims to challenge Israel's blockade of Gaza, strongly implied Israel was behind the attack, calling for Israeli ambassadors to be summoned. Though they did not provide direct evidence linking Israel to the drones, the Israeli military stated it was looking into the reports. Flight tracking data reported by CNN indicated an Israeli military aircraft was operating over Malta hours before the alleged attack. Climate activist Greta Thunberg was among those planning to board the ship. Later, for its journey to Gaza, organizers mentioned operating in secrecy due to fears of sabotage. The vessel remains stranded in international waters, reportedly unable to seek port due to its flag being revoked prior to the incident and threats of confiscation. Next Newsable CEO Tim Cook revealed during a recent earnings call that escalating U.S. tariffs, particularly the 20% levy on goods originating from China, under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act (IEEPA), are projected to add approximately $900 million to the company's costs in the June quarter. The significant financial impact underscores the challenges posed by the current global trade environment. In a major strategic response to mitigate these tariff risks, Cook announced a substantial shift in Apple's manufacturing geography for the U.S. market. Starting in the current quarter, the majority of iPhones sold within the United States will be sourced from manufacturing facilities in India. This move involves ramping up production capacities at partners like Foxconn and Tata Group in India. Furthermore, Vietnam is set to become the primary country of origin for almost all other Apple products destined for the U.S. market, including iPads, Macs, Apple Watches, and AirPods. Cook clarified that China will remain the central manufacturing hub for Apple products sold in markets outside the United States. This diversification beyond China highlights Apple's proactive measures to navigate tariff instability and build a more resilient global supply chain. Acknowledging the risks associated with concentrating production in a single location, investor reaction saw Apple's stock dip slightly, reflecting concerns about these ongoing uncertainties. Next News first quarter earnings season for big tech presented a mixed picture, particularly for giants Apple and Amazon, despite both beating overall analyst expectations for revenue and profit, while joining Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet in exceeding top and bottom line forecasts. Deeper analysis revealed areas of concern. Apple experienced a significant setback as its crucial services division, encompassing revenue streams like the App Store, iCloud, and Apple TV, fell short of analyst estimates. This is particularly noteworthy as services is Apple's second largest revenue generator, after the iPhone, Additionally, Apple's sales in the Greater China region saw a slight decline, highlighting increasing competition from local brands. Amazon, while posting strong overall results, saw its dominant cloud computing arm, Amazon Web Services (AWS), miss revenue expectations for the third consecutive quarter, signaling potentially slowing growth in that critical sector. AWS operating income, however, remains strong. Both Apple CEO Tim Cook and Amazon CEO Andy Jassy explicitly flagged the uncertainty and potential impact of U.S. tariffs on future performance, contributing to cautious investor sentiment. Despite the headline beats, Amazon issued somewhat light guidance for the next quarter, citing tariffs and recessionary fears as potential headwinds.